Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Ahmad Imran bin CHAILAN and my group members name are Nur Aisyah, Nur SYAFIQAH, AISYATUL RADIAH and Nur ATIQAH SYAZWANI. We want to present about how to manage loneliness at all age. Before I start present about this topic, we take an interview session with an older adult at Masjid Sendayan to fulfill our research requirement. What is loneliness? According to the Jungle Bird 1987, loneliness is a situation experienced by the individual as one where there is an unpleasant or inadmissible lack for certain relationship. This includes situations in which the number of existing relationships is smaller than considered desirable or admissible, as well as situations where the intimacy one wishes for has not been realized. Loneliness has a negative connotation. Lonely people carry a social stigma. For those reasons, it is embarrassing to talk about feeling of loneliness, in particular for men and people with deficiencies in their relationship do not always admit to being lonely. The use of direct question, including the words lonely or loneliness, to investigate loneliness is likely to result in underreporting. Some loneliness concerns of items including any reference to loneliness, whereas other skills include one or more such items.
Thank you, Imran, for his explanation about the meaning of loneliness. So, my name is ATIQAH SYAZWANI AZHAR, metric number 1182809. So, I will explain about the main objective of our interview session regarding our research about how to manage loneliness at old age. So, the first objective is to explore the challenges older adults face during their loneliness. From the first objective, we can know more better about what are the challenges, including their hardest and pleasurable along their life since being children until they turn to elderly population. Okay, we move to second objective, which is to identify the importance of managing loneliness among old age. So every person, especially the elderly population, are really important to cope and avoid themselves from being loneliness, because anything bad can happen. It is because they will feel lonely, no any person that they can share their stories, their feeling and others. Okay. So the last objective is to investigate how older adults cope their loneliness during the old age. So as the young adults, or being the children among our parents, basically, we should take the opportunity to help them cope their loneliness with various type of activities such as gardening or any kinds of activities, for being them how to be an active in elderly population. Okay, that's all.
Okay, hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is SYAFIQAH binti MUSTAPHA. Okay, as for my part, I will explaining about methodology, and under methodology, I will tell about the location of our interview session, the time, and also our interviewee profile, which is firstly the location. The interview session was held at Masjid Sri Sendayan, Bandar Sri Sendayan, Seremban Negeri Sembilan. And the time the interview session was held at 10:30 a.m. until 12:30 p.m. And a little bit biography about our interviewee is firstly his name is Haji Razali bin Bachi, and he is 65 years old, and also he is origin from Melaka. And the number of his children is 3, and he were as most administration committee member. Okay, let's see to the next slide. Okay, in this slide, I will explain about interview question. Okay, because of we have interview session, of course there is interview question. Okay, there are few of different type of question, which is there is about 8 question we ask the interviewee, which is we start off the interview session with we ask the interviewee to introduce himself. Okay, secondly, we ask the interviewee what did he do during his free time, how he feel his free time. Third question, we ask the interviewee whether he has any part-time of job or he just do his routine activity. The fourth question is we ask the interviewee did he have any challenge during his loneliness. And the fifth question, we ask the opinion of the interviewee. What is the important to manage loneliness during old age? Okay, and the sixth question is what he do when he was, when he missed his children or his grandchildren. And the seventh is we ask the interviewee did he prefer to be alone or maybe spend his time with his family. And the last question we asked the interviewee is did he use any social media platform such as Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp or so on to cope his loneliness. So there is 8 questions we asked the interviewee in the interview session. Thank you very much.
Hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is AISYATUL binti MUSA, and now I would like to present about the findings of our research. Alright, for this finding, we got from the interview session, and from the interviewer answers, we achieve the objective for our research. Alright, for the first finding is, from the interview, there are a few challenges or the doubt faced during their loneliness, whether in terms of social and physical. Right. As we know, the feeling of loneliness can be related with the feeling of being alone, feeling lonely, so that the other adult having a bad thought about the others. They will think that everyone not care about them, and they will think that others not keep in touch with them. On the other hand, they have a feeling of hopeless with their life and feeling distressed, especially for those older adults that having a critical illness such as diabetes, high blood pressure, or cancer, and so on. And it will be something worse happen when the other adult have a feeling to do something abuse, something harmful, or unpredictable behavior, whether they do to themselves or to others. So that it's very important to the other adult to cope with the challenges during the loneliness. Alright, we go to second findings. They have an importance of managing loneliness to elderly. Alright, if the older adult can manage with their loneliness, it can help them to avoid from distress and also distraction. And from that, it can help them solve their problems properly, which means that even though the problem is cannot be solved all, but a little bit it can help them not to make the problems bigger and something trouble to them. Alright, on the other hand, it also can help them to reduce their pain and illness, because they will help them to make sure that they have a chance to get a better life, and help them to not too much thinking about their illness. Okay, so that it's very important to the other adult get a support system from the families and their members, so that it will help the other adult to feel happy, to feel satisfied with their life. And from that, the other that can feel their life is very meaningful and make them appreciate to their life. Alright, we go to the last finding. They have an activities and hobbies the other that can do to cope with their loneliness. Alright, there are a stereotype that is very familiar to other adults, which is the something activity that they do is more focused on the hereafter, which is provide them to being a good person. They do praying at the mosque, recite Al-Quran every day, join a tazkirah and musyawarah, and also join something charity from an organization, to make sure that they have a good last life, and they having a amal jariah that we give to our creator Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. Alright, they also having others activity that they can do, which are such as gathering with their family, and also meeting with members, which provide them to avoid from feeling alone and help them to appreciate what they haven't done in their life. Alright, beside that, they also having a hobby that they can do, such as the other that can do cooking with their partners, planting flowers, painting, and cycling, and so on. These hobbies does just not help them to cope with their loneliness, but it also help them to avoid from feeling boredom, and help them to get a healthy body. Alright, that's all from me. Thank you.
Hello and hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur binti RUSLAN and my metric number is 1182542. So, this is the last part of our presentation and I will tell you about conclusion. As a conclusion from our findings, there are many challenges that we will face as we grow older. As we know, we all feel lonely from time to time. Feeling loneliness are personal. So, different person will challenge with different loneliness in their life. Feeling loneliness are not same as being alone. It is because some of us may choose to live alone and avoid social contact to live happily. But some may have a family, being in a relationship, or have many social contact, but they still not happy and lonely. When it comes like that, it may make us to feel stressed. It is not good for our life and health. So, we can cope with the problem with doing some activities or finding some benefit hobbies such as sewing, gardening, cooking, or others. When we participate with some activities, it may help us to cope with loneliness as we grow older. So that's all from me and our group. Thank you.